is going to stick by not getting vaccinated.
Okay.
And so I think if you're going to do that, you should wear a mask, right?
Well, you guys know your medical questions. Again, that's obviously.
I'm just trying to get back to work.
Yeah, I hear you.
Little Rocco is not vaccinated, obviously, because the vaccine hasn't been approved for kids his age yet.
Yeah.
And so he's wearing a mask in school, and he wore one all day yesterday for his first day. His dad had him do that. And I'm just trying to navigate this now. Should I just say, Mags, you got to wear it. Stop complaining.
Well, I know people have come at me about, my whole thing, and there is a debate, and I don't want to take on the medical debate of does it work or does it not. There are different groups that recommend it, and they even say why, the mask, and then other people are, that doesn't this and that, so that's a whole different fight. And I just left it, with one person who was kind of coming at me, and I just said, look, I said, I defend teachers. You might notice that I stand up for that. My mom was a teacher. My wife is a teacher. And I believe that, honestly, they are one of the core constructs of our whole country and of our civilization and society. We need them because if we don't have good teachers educating our children, what does our country become?
Amen.
And so I try to give them, like I do police and soldiers and first responders and all that stuff, a little added respect. And so I just said, look, there are a lot of teachers that are just nervous about this. And I don't know if masks work. I don't know if I believe in them. I understand they're uncomfortable. I understand this is a big debate. But for me personally, if I can make a gesture that makes somebody else feel better, I always want to try to do that. And I said, that's just where I'm dialed in. I'm not one of those people that likes to fight. And I don't believe that people are ripping my rights away. That's how I personally feel. And so I would do that. I hate to ever tiptoe in all these things about what anybody else should do. I'm just telling you, this is what I'm doing and how I'm handling it and why I feel that way. And if you feel different, that's fine. And that's totally, your God-given right to feel that way. So that's just my rationale on it. I know everybody said a little bit differently. And, when it comes to inside the household, it's tough because you're going to have people that are going to be wired differently inside the same house. And then how do you handle, those debates?
Yeah, I've learned nothing.
Yeah. I've learned nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we are. How many months into COVID, and we just don't know.
Yeah, it's still an issue, and the one thing that I would just continue to tell people is, just try to have a little empathy for people that are out there. Everybody's nervous, everybody's stressed, times are very tense. So, in times like this, we need de-escalators, not escalators. We need people that are going to take some tough, toxic situations and try to be cool and relaxed with it rather than be amped up.
Diffuse.
Yeah.
I just want to see people. I forgot what the market looks like.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's a big part of it. So anyway, one thing that I saw today, and there's no debate on this, what is the best second language to learn in the U.S.? What do you think it is, Virginia?
The best second language is going to be Spanish.
Yeah, big time. Big time. If you consider that a second language. In fact, in South Florida, English is a second language.
The further south you go, the more you're like, oh, man, I should have paid more attention in Spanish class.
I got kicked out of Spanish in high school, so I had to go to French, which just didn't have a lot of benefits.
I'm sure you did something to deserve getting kicked out, you little
I clearly did.
ruckus
Clearly did.
Ralston.
My mom was the French teacher, and so they're like, you need to deal with your own child. And so I had to go to my mom's class. And
no foreign language would have you.
No, and at one point, my mom actually did come over a desk and try to strangle me. So, there was... But there was no other language classes. That was all I could go to. So I was stuck in French. Yeah, I would have loved to have had Spanish if I wasn't such a jerky kid.
At least you acknowledge that you were a jerky kid.
Yes.
And maybe, if you were in your mom's shoes, you would have strangled you too.
I would have probably done worse, yeah. I was a handful. There's no doubt about it. But yes, 61% of Americans say that Spanish is the most useful second language. And I would say without a doubt. I got my son is just getting into his Spanish, and I keep trying to hit on him, saying and like harping on him, saying, hey, man, really pay attention to this. Learn this. You need to get this one down. This is a big one. They say Mandarin Chinese is second, 5%,
Really?
but there's a huge gap. Yeah, because you're talking about business, international business, and just look around South Florida. There are a lot of buildings. We have entertainment districts and shopping centers that are paid for with Chinese money.
Gotcha.
And so, in business, even in South Florida, I know some people that do business with China. Knowing Mandarin is good, and I hear that's a difficult language, but that's 5%. Then it was followed by French, German, and then things like Russian, which in South Florida actually could be good to know a bit of Russian. I keep hearing it popping up every now and then. And if you're in Hallandale, then you definitely need to know Russian. Because it's all over in South Florida. So just knowing different languages is good. But, I guess ultimately my point, you can get some free apps and things like that, which I've been doing for now a couple years using the Duolingo. But there's just nothing like the infusion. I wish that it were easier. If you really wanted to pour into it, that we made it easier to try to learn a second language, even Spanish in South Florida. I wish that I were further along with the time I've put in. And what do you do to learn Spanish? I hear immersion really is the best, but
immersion camp. So we take you as a gringo and we transplant you down in South Miami, and we just have you live with a family for a whole weekend.
That's what I thought. I was just going to start walking around Calle Ocho and just, be like, hey, here's the gringo.
Who wants to adopt a gringo?
Right. Make me learn. So, yeah, well, what are you doing if you're, do you have any hacks that you've used to really pick up a second language? Because I'm always looking for new little tricks and how to get it down. And, Spanish, as I'm learning it, it is tricky because sentence structure, it's not just straight, word for word like you would from English. They'll put words for us English speakers in weird places.
You should find like a whole family doing like a quinceañera and have like a
Yes.
whole weekend where you go down there and you help prep and you help plan and you
I
go to
know.
the party and you just gringo immerse yourself.
So if you want me to work your quinceañera, I need the practice. Just let me know. I'll bust tables or whatever you need.
Oh,
so.
yeah, he'll serve all kind of cheese trays and
Yep.
wait on people.
Absolutely. So there you go. All right, coming up here in a couple of minutes, I'll let you know. Yesterday was day 2 of me dealing with the car lines. I'll let you know if it was anything improved. Did I learn any lessons? Were things a little bit better for any other parents trying to pick up? And we also have some of your comments, too, that you've been leaving us on the mic drop feature on our app about what your experience was like in the car line coming up. Day 2 was a little better. But it still is not easy getting in and out on the car lines. It was 50 minutes that I sat there.
50.
Wow. I got there in plenty of time. In fact, I thought I was going to be one of the first people. I was about the 85th person.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what's going on. And I don't know if it's the school, if it's because it's the first week or what's going on. But yeah, it's kind of insane.
Now, when you get there, because I've done car line for mags, and
Yeah.
when you get there, are you allowed to like just put your car in park, not move, and do work on your phone?
That was it. Yeah, you sit there. So
Okay.
you kind of get in line, and that's what I did. So
That's what I did too.
Yeah, so I plan on trying to be productive and doing things while sitting there, and there's just no other way around it. So I'm going to try little, hacks and different ways, this and that, but I just don't know that there's any way to break my kid out of school without at least waiting for 50 minutes. So I don't know. I'm thinking of different tactics. What if he walked 2 blocks away?
Well,
Would that save time? And
I saw something like that on the Nextdoor app. People were all fired up because
Yeah.
I guess there's a street behind Jupiter High School.
okay.
And all these parents were going back there to pick up their kids because they were like, screw the car line. It's backed up all the way to military.
Yeah, right.
So they were going to go behind the school and I guess tell their kids to come out a different exit.
Yes.
And go on that street. So all the homeowners on that street were calling the cops on the parents.
Oh, no way.
And saying that you're going to be ticketed. You cannot come back here and pick up your kids. You're causing a traffic jam. You're blocking our driveways. You're complete jerk offs. Like it
Yeah.
got ugly.
Got intense,
on
huh?
Nextdoor. I'm like, they're just trying to pick up their kids and they're trying to be creative.
Right. Yeah.
Which I applaud that kind of creativity. But the neighbors were not having it behind that school.
I'm hoping this is just like maybe a week or two before people kind of figure out a good system to do it. But I was even reading that too. They say as people are coming back into the workforce, more people are agitated. And so you've just taken everything that's gone on. They haven't been in school for a while. Teachers are back. They got the whole mask fight that's going on. We got the COVID. We got everything else. And on top of it, people are sitting there for 50 minutes waiting to get their kid, which isn't as bad as what I heard. Some stuff in Port St. Lucie, that sounded like some of those places were the worst. 2.5 hours, somebody had said when we talked about it on our Facebook page. And I think this is where this call is from Ashley. She left this on our mic drop feature on the 97.9 WRMF app. This is another crazy call from the car line.
All right, Centennial High School in Port St. Lucie, we have got to get this car line situation together. Day one, my daughter had me pick her up in the student parking lot, and we were stuck there forever because, none of these student drivers want to let an almost 40-year-old woman, come in front of them or anything. So I'm stuck there waiting on an opening. And then day two, I decided a different route to go to the front of the school. A guy literally came and started his own lane, which resulted in 3 different lanes trying to all merge into one, and I was there for an hour. Let's get it together, Pizzle.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I think everybody's just trying to figure out what to do and what time to show up. I know if I go way early, it's still 50 minutes. If I show up late, there's just a fine window on how we do it. It's almost like they need to tell certain parents, like, okay, you show up from this time to this time, you show up from this time to this time, and you're here from this time to that time. At some schools.
Did you see any crossing guards punch any cars yesterday, Kev?
No, but the crossing guard that I saw from the day before, she was the one that I saw with her sign
hitting somebody's car.
I was watching her yesterday because she pulled in, and I was right there, right where that intersection was, where she had been hitting that car. She's a little bit full of herself. She's a spicy one. So she is a feisty crossing guard. I didn't see her hitting any other cars, but she doesn't take any guff from anybody, and she's very sassy, and she owns that whole intersection. She comes in and she immediately establishes her dominance, and she wants to let all these different cars know, this is my intersection, y'all.
Don't try me.
Don't try me. She looks like she's been, there probably 25 years. And she's like, look, this isn't my first rodeo.
Well, the tensions are rising around her.
Yeah.
And instead of cowering, she rises above them.
Yeah.
And I got to say, hats off to you, crossing guard.
Bottom line, she shouldn't have to take any guff. She's earned her right to not take any guff, man.
She walks around with that attitude, like I've earned the right.
I'm not going to be put in my place by you. You're new here. I've been here.
Yeah, you're not going to play me. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to watch.
You got to keep eyes on her, Kevin.
Oh, I am.
It's a matter of time before something goes down with her, and we need to see it.
She is my new entertainment. I'm going to sit there and just watch her and how she handles it.
You might want to get a dash cam just in case you have to look down. You don't want to miss nothing.
Positive note, we were talking about Renaissance Tradition. I think that was the one that was 2.5 hours on day one. Somebody texted and said it was 30 minutes yesterday, so much better.
Okay.
So that's what some parents keep telling me is they are saying, Kev, it will get better. They'll figure out the groove. So the chaos you experienced on day one's not as bad. And day two was better, but still, I don't love sitting there for 50 minutes, but that might just be the way of the car line. I don't know. I'm kind of a newbie at this.
Rocco's school yesterday sent out a voicemail to all parents, and it said, please remember to be kind in the car line.
Yeah.
I guess people were just being nasty.
That's just it. That's why we're putting it out there. So if you see something crazy and insane, you can leave us a message on the mic drop feature on the free 97.9 WRMF app. Kind of interesting just to hear the responses that we're getting from what people are seeing in the car lines, which seems to be the most chaotic place in South Florida every single day. And between 3 and about 4:15 every single day, you're going to see mass chaos. Somebody said, I'm a teacher, and not only is the first week of school crazy, but we're short on bus drivers. So,
I saw that.
Yeah, so I guess that's a big part of the problem. So there are more parent pickup drop-offs than ever because of the busing issue going on. So that is the good news. Hopefully as they get bus drivers, and they will get bus drivers, then that will start dropping it. But she said, people are doing different strategies to try to get their kids. This teacher said, I saw a 6-year-old on a bike with training wheels riding in traffic by himself through an intersection, at which time his training wheel fell off. He had no idea what to do. You got a 6-year-old kid with a bunk training wheel who lets their kids ride to school with training wheels all alone. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
that's horrifying.
It is. So everybody's got their own struggle. How do you, if
I
I'm
would
struggling,
move my car to block the intersection and jump out of my car and save that kid.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is a worst fear as a mom.
Yeah, no, that's some challenging stuff. So, well, looking back at life, what are the fun things you did as a kid that you still do as an adult? Jaybird, I think you've got a pretty lengthy list here of fun things. I mean, hey, you're just embodiment of living like a kid always, man. That's probably a good philosophy to have in life.
Yeah, I haven't really changed too much since I was about 4. And the one thing I would say that I still do is build those dioramas. You take your figures and you make scenes with them. And I've been doing that since I was a little kid, still doing it as an adult.
Yep. Here's some of the top answers because we asked on our Facebook page, what are the kid things that you are still doing? One of the more popular answers, and this makes sense, naps. Naps, Ashley said, and cartoons. 2 things that she's still doing. Still awesome.
Love the nap. The nap is so amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think adults should still be doing that.
Yes.
Jennifer said singing along to Disney songs.
Totally.
It's good for you, right?
Oh my gosh. Moana moves me.
Mm-hmm. Kathy said that I don't step on sidewalk cracks. Is there anybody that still does that? That if you see a sidewalk crack, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't step on that. I'm going to break my mother's back.
As a little kid, it was really tough because I had OCD so bad.
Yeah.
And I thought if I stepped on the crack, God was going to punish my mom. I really struggled with that as a kid.
Well, I mean, they said it. And it was so catchy. When something rhymes so well, it's got to be true, right?
Totally.
Nat said, I still won't dangle my foot off the bed because I'm convinced something's going to grab it.
Oh my.
Well, yeah, everybody knows that the ground is made of lava, Kevin.
Yes. Or you've got that clown underneath your bed from Poltergeist. Forget that.
Totally.
What are the kid things you still do? Tara said, I still jump on the bed first thing when I get into a hotel.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, just take the comforter part off first.
You don't like the comforter, huh?
Well, they don't wash those things every time.
See, that's the adult in you, Virginia. Kids don't care about, some stains from the other guests. Who knows what they might be?
What's this crispy stain, Mom?
A big one that I had as a kid that I still do as an adult, snack parties. Snack parties were very big as a kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A pizza party. Yeah, that would be a thing. On Friday night, you would go and have a pizza party at somebody's house and you have a sleepover. We've talked about that, too, the concept of the adult sleepover. And it seems like more and more people are starting to kind of do it again. But yeah, why did you, in a sense, ever stop? I guess maybe you get married and all those kind of things happen. But aside from that, why would you ever stop doing sleepovers?
I love doing it like a girls' trip. Like,
love to
get a bunch of girls together and go stay in a hotel and have a sleepover party. That's fun.
Yeah. Ray said, I still build forts in the living room.
Aww.
Why not? That's a lot of fun. Ashley said, I still stick my tongue out when I'm concentrating really hard.
Sexy.
Yes. Merritt said, I put those bugles on my fingers and pretend like they're my nails.
Yes.
Yep. You ever done that move? Do you still do that, Bird?
Yeah, it's the Freddy Krueger bugle move.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of adults still doing that. Jessica said, what are the kid things you still do? I would still rather eat cereal for dinner.
Yes. Yes, cereal's was big as a kid. I loved it. I think it's very little kiddish, but I still do it as an adult. Love cereal.
And you can eat it for any meal. Yeah, I don't know why it is we get to be adults. You're like, oh, you can't have it outside of breakfast. Well, why not? Tamara said, I still eat SpaghettiOs. That is it's such a kid food.
That is.
Spaghetti. I don't think I've had SpaghettiOs since I've been in double digits.
They are good/disgusting.
Yes. Jeanette said, I will still eat a whole bag of Oreos for dinner. Okay, like a kid would. And Mara Lee said, I cut my waffles in small squares and eat them with chopsticks.
Huh.
Yeah, that is kind of an interesting move. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a little kid thing. I think you're just weird.
Okay. There is a difference. You're right, because little kids can be kind of weird too. If you want to jump in on the conversation, it's on the KVJ Show Facebook page. You can go and find it. You can jump in there. Make sure you follow along. We always have a lot of cool, fun discussions that are going on there. In fact, one we're going to get to a little bit later on is perfect temperature at an office, and how do you deal with it? Should it be colder or warmer in an office? Because I don't know what it is. I have been freezing the last week. I get to the point I can't even warm up.
Well, you lost weight too, and I think I found it when you lost it. But
Okay.
the thinner I am, the colder I get. It's
Okay.
weird, but yeah, it's directly for me related to my weight.
Okay. All right. Well, it's kind of interesting the responses that were on that, but that is up on the KVJ Show Facebook page. You can go and sound off on that. It's usually on a Thursday that I try to start dialing in what my plans are going to be for the weekend, but you might want to dial them back because this weekend it looks like we have that tropical depression Fred that is going to be bringing a lot of rain and wind and all kinds of nasty stuff starting about the time you want to go do something fun on Friday night. And apparently it's going to be its worst Saturday night. And it's going to be pretty much around with us through Sunday is what we're looking at.
Oh man, we got bamboozle with little smiles on Saturday.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be very wet, and windy, and nasty. Yeah.
Fred?
Yeah, I know Fred, which it just, I don't know who's naming these things, but to me, I like... You know, it's almost like we need to find out what this storm is before we name it. You know, see how intense it's going to be. And this one, you know, this one's just kind of like wet and droopy and not much. It's just kind of annoying and it'll ruin your weekend, kind of like a Fred would.
Nobody
So-
ever thought Fred could make them wet, but yeah, Fred is
Yeah.
not making it happen.
You're right. Fred is.
Okay, Fred, we
Yeah,
see you.
That's what Fred's doing this weekend.
Keep
so.
ticking west, Fred.
Yeah, it is, but I think even as it goes west, because it doesn't seem like it's anything like, oh no, like I don't think a direct hit's going to be much. It's just going to be mainly annoying. It'll mess up your yard, things like that. You know, there could be possibly a few tornadoes that spin off of it, so definitely keep an eye on that. So you got to take every single storm in Florida seriously. But yeah, it looks like it's just going to be kind of a weekend ruiner, at least if you had outdoor plans. So yes. So
Thank goodness for y'all, because I didn't even know about Fred. I'm just now finding this out.
you are, huh? Okay.
I've been a bit unplugged.
Okay.
There's no weather updates in the COVID cave.
Honestly, it could be snowing outside. I have no idea what the hell's going on out there.
Yeah, weather doesn't matter when you're locked up in your house with COVID.
Well, Jaber just got to the point he was just talking about he wanted to go out and start seeing the world, and then boom, here comes Fred.
Fred's going to
Yeah.
change everything.
Damn you, Fred.
It's not COVID, it's Fred. I mean, so many reasons why you got to stay in. So, you know, what can you do this weekend? Maybe look for some great shows to binge watch. Any movies that you haven't gotten to yet, load up on the snacks, right, Jay Bird?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have that ready to go. And as far as like indoor activities, about the only thing that I can think of that might be good is you got the Marlins in town. They're playing the Cubs, who I think the Cubs are basically just a AAA team after they traded off all their good players. But the good news is the Marlins hardly ever win, so it might actually be a good battle. So
I thought you said something good was going to be on.
yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. So the one thing I am excited about, though, is you're going to really start seeing a lot of preseason football. So that is the one possible positive on the NFL Network on Saturday at 1 p.m. The Dolphins are playing the Bears. And so that could be kind of interesting. The Bears got a new quarterback that everybody's kind of hot and ginned up on. Plus, you get to see how Tua's doing. He's apparently been, and I saw him last Saturday in practice. He looked good, but you just never know. Everybody looks good in practice. You ever notice that?
I don't know. I don't look that great in practice.
I don't know. I remember coaching. I'd be like, okay, we are ready. And I thought we looked great when I was coaching girls softball. And then we would go out that weekend and we'd just get destroyed. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? We looked so great in
Well, there's
practice.
nobody really trying to take you out in practice.
No, you're right. It gets a lot more intense in a game, so you don't know. So you got that going on. In fact, there's even some football tonight. You've got the Washington football team taking on the Patriots on the NFL Network at 7:30, and then the Steelers-Eagles are on as well tonight. So you can check that out. There's Friday night football and all that stuff. So if you love football like I do, there's at least one thing to do this weekend. A few celebrity birthdays today. Casey Affleck, Ben's little brother, is 46 years old today. He's a pretty good little actor in his own right, though. He's done some good projects.
Yeah.
Big fan of his.
Is he still canceled?
I don't know. I really can't keep track of who else canceled and who's not.
What did he get canceled for? He got canceled?
Yeah, he crawled into bed with somebody he worked with.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
They made it, I don't know. Maybe he's not canceled anymore, but he was canceled there for a second.
He was. Okay. I'm losing track of all these celebs. Are they in or they out? I don't know who's where or what's going on with that. Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back Dude, is 58 years old today. Also, 27th birthday shout out to my daughter, Lorelai. Hope that every day is nice and twice on Sunday. Love you, Lucy, Ramon, Ketsi, Alanis, John, and your hubby, Kevin. And also, happy 9th birthday to Lonnie from your BFF, Avery. That's cute.
Oh.
Got a birthday shout out you want on the KVJ show? Send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Well, it's always hot in South Florida for the most part, but the rest of the country, have you seen some of the temperatures that they got going on? Places like Oregon, Portland, Oregon is 15 degrees above normal temperatures there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 106 in that area. I'm looking on the weather.com website, 106.
Yeah, it's insanely hot in places that shouldn't be insanely hot. In fact, oddly enough, they're hotter than South Florida. I was looking at, the national news today, and they're showing all the places that were hot. They actually cut off and didn't even have South Florida in there for the hottest places. Like, we weren't even considered. We're, I guess, temperate.
Yeah, like Miami, they have it at 88 today as the high.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you're right. Right around Oregon, that area, 106.
Weird, huh?
Weird
stuff. So this is becoming a bigger issue. Kids and dogs in cars. Pretty much a no-no anywhere, but if you are that person who sees it, how do you react? What do you do? If you walk by a car and let's say it's not even running, no AC is on, you see a kid or a dog in there, because how one person responded caused a big fight and a viral video. It's hot. It's hot in a lot of other places that it's not normally that hot. In fact, in Massachusetts, the temperatures are even hot in Massachusetts, and that's actually where this fight happens. But the question is, what do you do if you ever see a kid or a dog in a car? How do you handle it? It seems like a lot of people will just wait to see if somebody comes out and how fast, and at a certain point, they will jump in and do something, because it doesn't take long.
No, it does not. We've done this where we've locked Jaybird in a car just to see how hot it got and how quick it was.
Terrible idea.
Very, very safe.
Yeah. Not a good thing to do. This clip has gone viral now as an incident that happened in Greenfield, Massachusetts. It was in a grocery store parking lot. Jennifer William Frangi noticed a dog in a car on a hot day. And though the car windows were down, she let the dog out and gave it water after waiting about 20 minutes. She thought that was the right thing to do. She claims it was 20 more minutes before the owners even showed up, and then blasted her for opening her car.
You touched my door in my car!
Do you want me to call the cops?
Do you want me to call the cops on you?
Back up.
And you put your hands on me first.
You can back away.
Fine.
You keep approaching. You're 40 minutes.
You're lucky I'll punch you right in the
40
throat.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did call the cops.
We've been in for 20 minutes, not even, and my car has
Do
all
you
the
know
windows
how long
down.
you're supposed to leave your dog in the car?
No, I was trying to
Regardless,
help.
though, if you did want to call the cops, we could all be honest.
Call
You
the
never
cops,
should have
right?
touched someone else's dog.
We have the right to break the window. Yeah, we do.
So see, when you jump in and try to do something, that is what can happen, and you can wind up in the middle of that kind of melee.
Well, what's considered too hot? Well, what's the degree temperature where you have to go, okay, you're not allowed to leave your dog in the car? Or is it,
But if the
never allowed to leave the dog in a
if
car?
the windows are all down, I think it's a different game.
It is,
The
yeah.
car is not going to get as hot as it would if the windows are up. And if all the windows are down, it's just the same outside as it is inside.
So do you treat that differently? And if somebody has their dog in a car with the windows down, do you not intervene and say, okay, everything should be fine? And I guess it depends upon the level of heat, because you're right. It's when the windows are up that the heat will be higher. If the windows are down, it's going to be the same temperatures outside,
I
correct?
appreciate these vigilantes and what they're trying to do, but if all the windows are down, it's not that much hotter in the car.
Well, does having the windows down, does that pose a danger to the dog still? You know somebody out there has an answer.
Yeah, I would like to know because I think for all of us, we love dogs and kids around here.
Well, people with no AC in their car are sitting in car line with the windows down and just sweating through it. And it's just, it's life.
Yeah.
And that is happening in car lines all across South Florida today.
Well, and you can see, obviously, the people in this clip, they didn't like that somebody was touching their car and messing with their stuff and their dog. And it is kind of something where it's like you're trying to say that I didn't do it right. People hate to be called out.
Sure.
I'm doing something wrong. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah. So they called him a Hispanic slur, and then we went the white trash route, and it was just, it just kind of. It got ugly from there. So, but they do bring up a good point. Is the right thing for you to do is just call the cops so that you don't get in the middle of something like that? Is that the best thing to do? And then when do the cops respond? Because they have 40 minutes. At what time would you call the cops to say, hey, I see a dog here? And would the cops respond if, like, are the windows up or down? The windows are down.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to leave your dog out that long anyway when you're going out, why are you bringing your dog anyway?
Yeah, there were 42 minutes apparently away from the car, at least that they saw. And so that is the question, because this is a unique situation. What would you do if you saw this? Would you do what these people did, and obviously getting in an altercation that goes viral? Somebody texted in and said, it is illegal to leave a dog in a car, period.
Oh, windows up or down, it's illegal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just look at what happens here. I mean, they left the dog out for 35 minutes with the windows down, and it still caused a stir. My point is, if you're going to leave your dog alone that long out on public, maybe you should not bring your dog out there.
Yeah.
I see a lot of times, and this is ballsy and risky, people will leave their dog in the car and leave it running with the AC on. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'd be afraid somebody would jump in my car and carjack it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable doing it because you're right. Somebody could take your dog could jump out, and people are asking how far were they down. As far as I know, it said the windows were down, so I'm assuming they were all the way down. So I don't know. We're gonna have to just guess on that. And for the sake of, if you're asking yourself what you would do in the same situation, that's interesting because if you call animal control or police or something like that, what are the odds that the person's still gone by the time they get there? Imagine you call and then a minute later
the police are like, really?
They drive off and then yeah, and I wonder, can the police be chasing after those kind of things? Because could you imagine how many calls they might be responding to in a day? Be like, we just don't have time.
Let's let our cops actually answer calls that really matter. If the windows are down, it's just like being outside.
Yeah.
Now, if the dog gets in the car and starts driving, I do think the cops should be called.
I do. That's a good point. It's a very good point.
For all those people that leave their car running and leave their dog in it, how do you know the dog won't accidentally put it in drive and drive right through Publix?
Peace. Somebody said in Florida, you can break the window and remove the dog immediately upon coming up to it. You must call the police first and let them know that you are breaking the window.
Oh my, that is aggressive.
Huh.
I guess if the windows are up, though, and the dog is struggling, you're going to save his life.
Well, if you're in a situation where you legit know a dog has been in the car for a long time and there's no sign of anybody coming out and the dog looks like it's struggling, I'm sorry, but yeah, I can see why someone would try to break a window. If the dog's struggling?
Yeah, absolutely. Someone texted in and said, police will respond to all dog calls. It's illegal to leave your dog in a car, period, in Palm Beach County. Even if the car is on, leaving your car running and unattended is another charge.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so it sounds like if you want to say, okay, who was right? Intervening and doing or saying something, you could do that, but the question is how much would you still intervene? Would you just call the cops and then leave it at that?
Yes.
That's probably what I would do, because if not, you're going to probably wind up in that kind of altercation. It's like nobody's getting anywhere with that.
I don't want to be in a hurling altercation in a parking lot. Thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I got a text from a firefighter in Miami Beach. He said, we get calls all the time about dogs in cars. That's terrible. Yeah. Why is that happening?
I wonder, do they ever get calls about cats, though? It doesn't seem like as prevalent as a problem, does it?
No, I don't think as many people take their cats out shopping.
Cats are smart. They're like, we're going to stay at home in the
I'm
crib.
Good. I'm good. I got a box here. I'm all set. I'm fine. You go do your silly little things. I'll stay here. Well, that's interesting. So I would say if I walked upon that situation, call the police, and then you go about your life and let them handle it.
And you don't get involved and you don't get into an altercation.
Right.
It's just not worth it.
Now, it is another one if you see the windows rolled up.
Yes.
And at that point, are you going to smash a window to get the dog out?
Oh, my gosh.
Because that's a different level. Apparently, if you call the cops first, I guess maybe they can give you the verbal blessing and then you bust out that window. And honestly, I don't even know if I'm man enough to bust out a window. I might be there a while.
Well, what if I hurt the dog?
Right. Yeah, I'm going to throw a rock through this window and then I peg the dog in the head. You're right. What good did you just do?
None.
Yeah, the dog's cool now, but it's bleeding profusely. It's got a big knot on its head.
You know what?
Yeah, that's what I'd be afraid of too, that I cut the dog.
You should look around the parking lot immediately and find somebody with dog stickers on their car and then tell them what's going on. Because if they've got dog stickers, they'll get more fired up than you.
Right.
And you let them throw the rock.
Okay, get somebody else to do all the dirty work.
I have a bunch of dog costumes. If we want, we can dress me up as a dog, put me in a parking lot in a car, and see how long it takes to see if someone breaks the window open.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is interesting for anybody that does what this person who texted in does. They say, I leave my dog in the car all the time if I have to stop at the store, but I always leave my car on with the AC on full blast. My dog is super car aggressive, so I don't have to worry about anybody trying to open the door and taking her from my car, luckily. But from what I'm understanding, what people are texting in, that would be considered illegal.
Yeah, on 2 counts, because you can't leave the dog and then you can't leave your car running while you're running to 7-Eleven for a Slurpee.
Yes. And another good point, too. What if you break the car window and then the dog bites you? So, yeah, if you got a dog that's aggressive, it really is a tough thing to try to figure out. And I won't be able to work all this through in my head when I get there. So I need to have this all planned out ahead of time. What do I do if a dog's in a car? How do I handle it?
Well, the dog's trying to work it out, too. He's like, would I rather be hot or dog napped? I'd rather be hot.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Kevin, too. I don't know if I know how to break a window.
Can we find a window that nobody cares about in a car? And we'll see if Jaber and I, you know what, we'll wind up slicing our wrists, though. And that'll be the end of it. That's just knowing our luck. That's how we'll handle it. So what I am gathering from this discussion, never leave your dog in the car, period. Even with the AC or the windows down, don't do it. And if you come across this type of situation, call the police and they will handle it. They will respond to the calls. And I guess you could talk to whoever the dispatcher is saying the dog or child or whatever it is, the dog looks really distressed. Should I try to break the window? And then if that's a yes, then I need to find a real man around here or woman that can actually come and do it because this dude can't. So there we go. All right, time for another KVJ draft. Today we're going to be drafting out movie theater snacks. Okay, now I sent you guys some emails just to clarify on this because now when you got the iPicks and everything out there, you can get full menus. And
I saw that.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify before we get into that. These are traditional movie snacks. I went to the AMC menu and basically went through all that. Now you have your pizza and nachos that's been around. Those kind of things will be acceptable, but they have things like tortellini and things like that on some of those menus. It's ceviche. That's not a traditional movie theater snack.
Tortellini sounds so good right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I drew out an ace. I'll be picking first.
Dang, Kevin.
No doubts about it. Okay, Virginia, what did you draw out?
I got a jack.
You got a jack. Okay. Also very high. Dennys, what did you pull over there?
I pulled a 5.
Okay. I guess we can't have a bird draw, can we?
I could draw for him.
Yeah.
I picked an 8.
Yeah, why don't you draw a card out for him, Dennis?
Randomly, just from the center, I drew a 9.
Okay.
Oh.
That's better than Bird normally does. Okay, that's not too bad. And then what did Suits get in there? He's got, I can't see.
He got a 3.
Got a 3.
Ooh.
Wow, okay.
Google and Gary.
Okay, Google and Gary's going to be going last.
Interesting.
Okay, well, that hurt him or not in today's draft. He always seems to do the best at this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. With the overall number one pick, I'm going to go just with the staple. When you think about movies, you got to go with popcorn.
You got to.
A lot of stuff you can do with that.
Everybody knew the number one pick was going to take popcorn.
Yes.
It's the move.
Okay, Virginia, what are you going to go with the number two pick?
With the number two pick, I am going to take the soft pretzel with cheese.
Damn it, good.
I love that one.
yeah.
And you best give me extra cheese. I don't mind paying for it, but you best offer it.
Okay, pretty solid. All right, Bird, you've got the third pick in today's KVJ draft for movie theater snacks. What are you going to go with?
I feel like it would be disrespectful for me to not pick pizza, so I'm going to lock her in with pizza.
Okay, solid pick there. Okay, we're to you, Dennys. What do you want to take with your first pick?
I'm going to pick a personal favorite, cookie dough bites.
Oh, yeah.
Solid.
Those are new to the game,
They
relatively, but they are good.
Oh, decadent.
Suits, you got the next two picks as we're doing a snake draft here. So the last pick gets to also get the first pick in the second round. So what do you want to go with?
So I'm going to start out with nachos,
Okay.
and then I am going to go with those loaded French fries.
Oh, okay.
Okay, interesting.
Huh.
What, Bird? What, you got a problem there?
No, I'm just saying, huh?
You got something to say?
Yeah.
He does. You can tell he does. He feels a way about that. Dennys, it's back up to you. What are you going to go with your second pick?
I'm going all personal picks on this one. I'm doing hot tamales, the candy.
Hot tamales. Okay. All
You are
right.
what you eat, Denny's.
Yeah,
A little hot tamale.
Okay, Bird, you've got the next pick.
I'm going to go with peanut M&Ms.
Those are good.
Okay.
Thanks, Denny's.
Solid pick. Virginia, what do you want to go with?
Okay, I'm into the candies now, and I am torn between three. I just got to follow my heart. I'm going with Twizzlers.
Nah.
I love them. I love them.
Okay.
Yeah, I know your fancy ass does.
Twizzlers ain't fancy. They're probably 82% yoga mat.
Okay, I am going to go with my next pick. I'm going to get the Butterfinger Minis that they have. And then I'm going to go with the Nestle Drumstick. You can get ice cream at the movies.
Interesting.
Gotta eat that thing first.
You do. Yeah, that's the only thing. You gotta go at it pretty quick. Okay, so that's my final three. All right, Virginia, your last pick. What are you going to go for best movie theater snacks?
All right, I'm between two candies now, and I'm just trying to think. I'm working it out in my head.
Okay.
I'm going Raisinets. I love Raisinets.
Okay, Raisinets. All right.
I don't know if it was the right move.
Bird, you got pizza and peanut M&Ms. What are you throwing into the mix next?
Somebody took pretzel, right?
Yes.
Virginia did,
Soft
yes.
pretzel, yeah.
Oh, boy, this is always the tough one. It's the third one. Oh,
It is.
ugh. Can I can I pick icy?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't see why not. I mean, it's on the menu, and it's
Yeah, pick it, because I think people will be like, that's not food.
Well, hold on. I'm asking the
No,
question.
no, pick
no,
it.
it's
pick
I mean,
it.
it's movie theater snacks.
Yeah, I mean, you chew it, kind of.
Yeah, lose votes. Pick it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna lose votes. I'm gonna take icy. I love icy.
Okay.
They are
I got
good.
told it.
Denny's, what are you gonna go with? Your final pick?
Funny enough, I had icy on mine as well, but I think I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go with gummy bears.
Oh,
Can't go wrong with a staple.
Gummy bears. Okay.
I always felt like I was murdering them.
Yeah, I can see that.
And Suits, your final pick. What are you going with?
I'm going to go with my favorite candy. I always got to the movie theater, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Okay. All right. Very solid.
It's a lot of work, Suits. You got to peel
Yeah.
the cup, and
I mean,
it's dark.
Who goes there?
Okay. All right. Here's what we got for the draft and what people picked. I got popcorn, Butterfinger Minis, and Nestle Drumstick. Virginia went with soft pretzels, Twizzlers, and Raisinets. Bird's got pizza, peanut M&Ms, and icy. Denny's has cookie dough bites, hot tamales, and gummy bears. And then Suits has got nachos, loaded french fries, and Reese's peanut butter cups.
Virginia got that old woman list.
Raisinets.
It matches my face.
Twizzlers, yeah.
That cocoon list.
Okay, let's see. We didn't have anybody go with peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms are better in my opinion.
Peanut butter M&Ms are amazing, but I just don't think they have the reach yet.
Yeah, they're still
Maybe,
kind of.
yeah.
They're still people are still discovering them,
Yeah.
but if you're a Reese's Pieces person, you need to get in a peanut butter M&M.
Yeah,
better.
well, Reese's Pieces, nobody went with that either.
Does anyone even eat those anymore? I don't even see them at stores.
They suck, man.
They do suck.
Yeah, okay. What about Milk Duds? Nobody went Milk Duds.
Milk Duds were on my list, but I think Milk Duds are hard to eat,
Okay,
especially if you've
yeah.
had any kind of dental work, because they are sticky and chewy, and it's a workout.
Milk Duds is off the list simply because it is just too much work.
They're fun
Yeah.
to suck on, but as soon as you have to chew them, you can only eat 3 because your jaw starts to hurt.
Yeah, they're more of a suckable candy, Kevin,
Okay, nobody went Skittles.
because they're not gonna win. Because
They're
they're
not
not
that
that sexy, baby.
I
Kids,
don't feel Skittles.
they're too sugary.
Yeah.
Okay, Junior Mints. Nobody
Oh,
for Junior Mints.
man. Junior mints.
That's
Okay.
you, Kevin. Nobody else likes chocolate and mint on this show.
Yeah, I know. Snow Caps. Nobody went Snow Caps.
Old people snack.
Yeah. Well, some of the main snacks for movie theaters that people said, hey, nobody drafted out. What about the Sour Patch Kids?
I know they're on my list.
Yeah, I know. I hear you, Sour Patch people, but there's so many things that I would get before I grab a Sour Patch.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind,
here.
we've got, 5 people doing this. Only 15 things are going to be chosen.
Yeah, those are good, but I mean, I still stand by hot tamales over those.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Whoa, Denny's.
Yeah,
hot
oh, hot
tamales, good.
tamales, all fired up over
It's
here.
such an old candy too.
yeah, he's getting very controversial. Let me see. Also, somebody had said, what about M&Ms? Yeah, nobody went plain M&Ms. I think it was just because once the peanut, it felt like you're saying the same thing.
Oh, one's dressed up for the ball. the other one's
Totally.
not.
Yeah.
Exactly. One's gonna win the tournament. One kind of sucks.
Dang, he said it.
Peanut M&Ms are probably the best M&M. I do like the peanut butter ones, but they're so strong. Getting through a whole package, maybe I'm just weak.
So, yeah, you're not man enough to make it through a whole
They're
package.
just so strong.
Yeah. Somebody said Juju fruits.
I get it. It's in the same wheelhouse as Mike and Ike hot tamales.
Jujubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are great. Those are great in the 1950s.
What else? Mike and Ike.
Yeah. Somebody said, how about Goober's chocolate covered nuts?
Yeah, goobers are chocolate covered peanuts.
The Raisinette wins out. I'm sorry.
Does it really?
The Raisinette for me is the best.
A raisin.
Spoken like an old person.
Okay. And somebody said Bunch of Crunch. Anybody know what that is? That's something you get in a
Yeah.
movie theater? Bunch of Crunch. What's a Bunch of Crunch?
It's not. You got to throw that out of the tournament because it's not a common movie theater.
I was gonna
snack.
say I've never.
Yeah, that was new to me. And combos. Do they actually sell combos at movie theaters?
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't either.
I've never seen combos.
I don't think
You
I have
don't
either.
typically see it, guys, so I don't know if that should count.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And the person that's screaming popcorn, yes, that was the number one pick.
Yes.
We get it. Thank
Kevin took that first.
Yes.
We all knew that was going first.
Whoever got first was gonna pick popcorn.
Amen.
Oh, I would love to taste popcorn.
Yeah, so Bird is dialing in. Is there any improvement at all with no taste, no smell still, Bird?
Yeah, I have no taste or no smell, but my spirits are high and I feel better. So I'm coming into work on Monday. You can't stop this.
Okay. Yeah, I think you got the green light to come back and you're all good. So going to be good to have you back there.
Yeah, best Monday ever.
Oh, if I have a negative, I was going to take my test today. If it's negative, does that mean I can go to Publix?
I
I don't know. You got to call Publix, bruh.
What? All right, I'm calling Publix.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see if more cities start jumping on the whole proof of vaccination thing. They say that LA is going to be following New York City, and they're going to be requiring that. And every single week that we have events, if you go out, I know Dave Chappelle had done that last week where he had to get tested. Are you going to have to start having the vaccine? Like if you want to go to a movie theater, you're going to have the vaccine to go into a movie theater.
Our governor going to fist fight anybody who tries to put that through, which is fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think there's about 3 people right now our governor wants to fist fight, and I'm here for it. I like a good scrap.
That'd be an interesting battle. That'd be a great way to handle political debates, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Put him in the octagon.
Yeah, just let's duke it on out. Let's duke it on out. We did get an email here, and this is an interesting dilemma I think probably a lot of people are going to have. It says, my family loves to go on cruises together, and for nearly 10 years it has been my parents, along with my sister and her family, with my wife and I on a cruise to different locations. Now that cruises are coming back, we're looking to book our next cruise sometime in the new year. The hesitation is that my wife is not vaccinated and says she will not be getting the shot. Now, I got worried this week when Norwegian won the latest round in their case against the state of Florida, and I am already vaccinated, and I respect my wife's choice, but if she won't get vaccinated, I think she should let me join my family on the cruise. She said she would not forgive me if I went without her.
Oh, boy.
Do I go anyway, or would a good husband stand by his wife's side and not attend any function that will require the vaccine?
If you're married to somebody and their big thing is you can't go on a vacation without me, I would agree with that stance. Like married couples, if one of the parties wants to be there, you can't tell them they can't go. You can't go without them. Don't go on vacation without your spouse and make them mad.
Okay, so you're saying that so he shouldn't go on the cruise, or he should go on the cruise?
He shouldn't go on the cruise.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying don't get married.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, but I mean, if you're already there and this could be happening, let's say that, it could be just other events, concerts, sporting events, things like that.
Yeah, let's say, Bird, you've already made the ultimate mistake. Now what?
Or just even if you're with a girlfriend and you had this situation where, one of you's got it and the other one doesn't, what should a couple do? Should you abide by it and say, okay, we're all for one and one for all, that if you can't get in, then I'm not going to get in. I stand by you and respect your decision and not get it.
Oh, your wife would stab you if you tried to go take a vacation without her because she couldn't go for whatever reason and she wanted to go.
Right.
If the spouse wants to go, you can't go without them.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go because I know it would be severely damaging to my marriage.
Yes.
But yeah, for this guy, I guess, he's got his family that's putting the pressure on him from one side. We're all, wax vaxxed and ready to cruise, and his wife is like, I'm not getting the vaccine and I don't want you going. So that's tough.
That's a tough situation.
That's a tough one, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised if marriages break up over stuff like this.
I think it's happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think a lot of people over the pandemic was really evaluating their relationships.
I realize I don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, any thoughts on that?
Good point, Dennys.
Good point, hot tamale.
Yeah. All right, time for another round of producer Dennys joke jury.
Whoop, whoop, let's do
He's
it.
dialed up some comedy here, and we're going to let him know what is hitting the mark and what is not. Okay, Dennys, what you got for us here?
First joke. Why do some people think Virginia looks mad?
I don't know. Why do some people think that Virginia looks mad?
Because she's got resting witch face.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, she does.
Comedy.
So witchy.
That's good. That's
Second
good.
joke. What do you call a Black Eyed Peas brainstorming session?
A Black Eyed Peas brainstorming session? I don't know. What do you call that?
A boom boom powwow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, let's get together for a boom boom powwow.
G-Bird loves that.
I hate the Black Eyed Peas, but I love Dennys. I'm so torn.
Yeah.
Third joke. What does a priest use to fight ninjas?
A priest used to fight ninjas. I don't know. What does a priest use to fight ninjas?
Nunchucks.
Nunchucks. Right? Okay. He's on fire today.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Fourth joke. Why couldn't anyone see the octopus's live stream?
I don't know. Why couldn't anyone see the octopus's live stream?
He was having tentacle difficulties.
It's good.
It's good.
So good.
Yeah, okay.
And finally, what adult film stars David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson?
Adult film?
Yes.
I don't know what.
The XXX Files.
Oh, Triple X Files. All right, Dennys, bringing it again today. Another round of the joke jury. A lot of comments flooding in, and maybe some other couples are going through this. One of you is vaccinated, one of you is not. It was a guy whose family, his parents and sister, they always do cruises, have for the last 10 years. He's vaccinated, his wife's not. And I guess with the Norwegian thing, and he doesn't know yet, but I guess they got a book.
Okay.
So that's kind of where they are, is the whole family's booking. Like, hey, you're booking to be on the cruise. I think it's going to be early next year. And his wife is like, I'm not doing that vaccine. And if I got to have one to get on that boat, then I don't want you to go. And so he's, really, he doesn't want to ruin his marriage, but he's not wanting to miss this family trip. And a lot of the comments coming in, a majority of people are saying, look, the wife has made her choice not to get the vaccine. So she's chosen not to go to certain places. The husband shouldn't have to suffer because of her choice. Somebody said, that's horse bleep. He should go. With family, I tell my wifey, peace.
If the husband shouldn't have to suffer, he wouldn't be a husband.
You're right. Just comes with the territory, huh?
Sorry.
Suffering.
That's what happens when you get married.
Another comment said, forcing your spouse to not go on vacation with their family is as stupid as forcing somebody to get a vaccine. And somebody said, it is possible she can go without the vaccine. We just got back from a 7-day cruise. They do accept non-vaccinated people on Carnival, but only 215 people exempted out of over 5,000. Luckily, my kids got exempted, but it's not easy. So I guess there is a chance where she could still join you, and maybe that's the path to start looking, everything you could do to possibly get her on there. And then the thing that's just tough is you don't know what the rules are going to be come January or February. Where are we going to be then?
Everything changes. Just make sure if you put down a big chunk of money on anything, it's refundable.
Yeah.
You can buy the travel insurance. It's worth it, because in this ever-changing world, you don't want to be out hundreds or thousands of dollars because of COVID.
Right. And another comment said, normally you're supposed to stick by your spouse and put them first, but the wife is wrong here. He should go. There's only so much time in life, and if COVID has taught us anything, it's that. So don't miss a trip with your family. So a lot of feedback on that. If you got any questions, we'll try to help you, because I know everybody's trying to navigate and make the best decisions they can in life, and everything is more complicated. Life was complicated enough before a pandemic.
It's way worse.
It's way worse now. Okay, 2 truths and a lie. Can we sniff out a liar here, Virginia? There's ways to do that. You just got to kind of watch voice inflection, they say, is one of the big things.
Okay.
Shifty eyes. Got to look out for that.
Good thing you're not in it.
I know, right?
Kevin got shifty, scary eyes.
Yeah. Well, maybe it throws you off. I know. She got to be hurtful, huh?
I'm sorry. You want these sunglasses?
Oh, it's the ones you use whenever your Botox goes bad?
Yes. It's the one so no one sees my crooked face.
Bring out in case Botox goes bad.
When Botox wears off on one side.
I just got to keep those things handy.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, we've got Dennys, Bird, and Suits are going to be telling us some stories here. We're going to start off with Dennys to hear what his story is. 2 of these are true. 1 of these is a lie. What's your story, Dennys?
All right, so when I was living in Orlando, I was going to college, and the school I went to had a lot of people that lived out of state that came down just to go to that school. So a lot of times during the holidays or birthdays, they would leave town, and they would need somebody to watch their house if they had pets. Well, I had one friend who had a couple cats, and he asked if I could watch his house if he was gone. I was like, that's fine. But he was like that type of guy that collects all of he had like battle axes, katanas. His whole walls were decorated with like throwing stars and stuff.
Okay.
He was very much into the medieval weaponry.
He's a warrior.
He's a warrior. So, of course, while I'm watching...
Probably the dorkiest, scrawniest guy.
Probably never been in a fight in his life.
No.
Yeah.
But if you broke into that house, it'd be like semi-intimidating,
You
I'd
could
imagine.
kill him with all of his own stuff.
Yes.
Easily.
Oh, thanks. This is handy. I didn't know what I was going to use. I thought I was going to grab a steak knife, but...
Well, so since I'm
sword.
there feeding his cats, I'm killing some time. I figured, like, why not play with some of his swords and stuff that he's got? So I grabbed one of his katanas and I was spinning it. Ooh. And I was trying to do that move where they spin it and they keep catching it with the same hand.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, of course I dropped it, and I dropped it on his bed. It went right into his bed as if I was like stabbing it into it. Well, so I just never told him and left, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, 3 weeks later, he's in class and he's complaining about how his back's been killing him.
Huh.
And I'm like, what the heck, right? Well, it turns out he had one of those expensive like beds with the bladder, the air bladder in the middle of it.
You popped it?
And I popped his air bladder. I was at his house while he's yelling at customer service, telling them off about how crappy their bed is. and how it's ruining his back and his doctor's all mad at him. And I never, ever told him that I was the one that popped it.
Well, hopefully he's not listening.
No. we're good.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
That's
okay,
awesome.
that's Denny's story. Is that true? I guess we'll find out here. Bird, what is your story today for us?
So there was a local play going on. I went into this local play, and during the play, one of the actors took off one of the jackets and put it on the side of the stage. So I went up and grabbed the jacket and put it on and started modeling it off into the audience. And then I sat in the audience with the actor's jacket on. And about 5 minutes later, I got thrown out of the theater.
Really?
You inserted yourself into the production?
And got chucked out. The director of the play was mad, was asking me what the hell was I doing.
Were you drunk?
Did they have actual security, or was it just some theater nerd trying to ask you, yeah, sir, could you please leave?
No, it was the director of the play saw me do that, got pissed off, threw me out. Fast forward, I don't know, 7 years later, we ended up recording a song together.
Okay. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Lots of details.
There are. All right, is that true or not? Suits has got a story here. Keep in mind, one of these is going to be a lie. Suits, what's your story?
Well, I'll take you guys back to my elementary school days. We actually, which was very strange, I never understood why they went and did this, but I was going to a private school in Coral Springs from like kindergarten all the way through 6th grade.
Fancy.
And we had, they built this animal enclosure on the side of the school, which I thought was very odd, and they got 2 animals for the upper elementary school kids to take care of. One was a tortoise, and one was one of those little baby fennec foxes. Like, they had to get a license for this, the school.
Oh, wow.
So we thought it was awesome because you have literal wildlife right out the back door of the wing where our classrooms are, until the fox escaped. Now, it was during my group's time to take care of it because they rotated the grades week by week. And I knew I was the last one out of that enclosure.
You lost the fox?
I thought I closed the door, but I mean, I was the last one to close that door. I was the last one out, and that fox was gone after that.
Oh.
I never told anyone because I was so petrified of getting in trouble. I just kept my mouth shut. They never figured out who actually let the fox go, but they ended up knowing it was from our class. They banned our class from taking care of them. Then the next year, they got rid of the tortoise and gave it to a sanctuary because they thought we weren't mature enough to handle it. So I kind of ruined it for the whole school by accident.
Oh, man. Suits.
Damn.
Didn't mean to.
Okay.
That fox was probably dead in hours.
I hate to think that, but
he had no survival skills whatsoever.
he was like a baby, too. He was very tiny.
Oh, damn.
All right. Who let the fox out? Somebody wants to know.
What does a fox say?
Yeah.
He says peace.
Yeah.
Just save me.
Okay. Virginia, you hear these 3 stories. Denny's took a samurai sword and he accidentally dropped it through a bladdered mattress, punctured a hole in it while watching a guy's place in Orlando. Jaybird put on a coat at a local theater production, and then the director asked him to leave, but then they ended up recording a song together 7 years later, so they obviously made up for it. And then Suits let the fox out at his school, and then they had to take the animals and put them in a sanctuary because of that. Which one of these is a lie? 2 of them are true. Which one do you think is the lie?
They were all well told today.
Yeah.
Well crafted. I enjoyed them, and I think Jaybird's the liar.
You think Jaybird is a liar?
I don't think he would do that. I think he respects theater. I don't think he would interrupt a production to be a goofy look-at-me clown
You don't think
ass.
so? But he is any other place. But you think in a theater he wouldn't want to do that?
I feel like he respects theatrics and theatrical productions. But then again, he could have been drunk. All bets are off. He's way drunker than I get.
Okay. Could have had a couple cocktails. Okay. Interesting. Denny's, the one thing I wonder about that, I mean, I can understand the guy said, I mean, you notice immediately if you've got a leak in one of those bladder beds, it goes all the way down and fast. Would a guy still even try to sleep on that? Is my question. I mean, if your bed is that bad, wouldn't you try to go sleep on the couch, Virginia?
I mean, how many bladders did this bed have?
But if it goes down in that section, it's pretty much gone. Yeah, Denny's?
Yeah, I mean, could have been a slow leak.
That's the thing, though. Once you lay on them, they go down pretty fast.
So you think Dennys is the liar?
Well, for that reason, I'm a little suspect on Dennys' story. Suits letting the fox out.
Suits looks nervous, like he's trying to make himself calm. So that might be an indicator that Suits is the liar.
What?
Is that part of the act of what Suits is? Is that what he does? That's we try to trick you guys with our actions.
Okay.
You've done good this week, guys.
It's all mind games.
Virginia, which one do you think is the liar and why?
This is hard, but I think I'm sticking with Jaybird.
Okay, you're going with Jaybird. I'm going to go with Dennys on this. I'm going to say that Dennys did it. I think you would notice a slit in the comforter or in the sheets or in something. I just can't imagine the guy would sleep on that. So I see a flaw possibly in that story. So that is my guess. All right, so I guess we both think that Suits is telling the truth.
Not necessarily, because he'd be my second guess behind Jaybird
Well,
as
you
the
can only
liar.
pick one, though, Virginia.
I know.
Sticking with Bird?
I'm sticking with Bird, even though I want to go with Dennys now because I think his body language says he's full of it.
Okay.
Damn it, this is a hard game.
I'm going with Dennys. You're going with Bird. All right, who is our liar?
It's me.
Damn it,
Oh,
Suits.
Suits.
I should have trusted the body language.
Yes.
I thought you might have me there.
How about
No,
that?
we really did have the fox and the tortoise for only like a half a school year, and then they gave them to a sanctuary, but I did not let that fox escape. I would have been in horrible trouble if I did that.
Wow, look at you.
Look at that.
Got you guys.
You
Devious
did.
dude.
Sneaky. You're like a fox.
He is. Crazy like a fox. Always love these interesting reveals here with the KVJ Confessional wide open here for you to tell us all the little things you've been doing. Now, look, nobody's perfect. We're not here to judge. I just like hearing all the scandal in people's lives, Virginia.
Yes, the juicier the better.
What are people doing? What are they going through? You get to get something off your chest, and we get to feel better about ourselves and be entertained by these salacious things you have going on in your life. Just got this text in. Somebody said that I'm getting back into the adult film industry after a 3-year hiatus.
Oh.
Okay. Wonder why they've been out of the adult film industry.
It's tiring.
Yeah, maybe. It's like, I gotta lay this thing up for a little while. It's taking a beating.
I gotta let myself heal.
Yes. This thing's a little puffy. I gotta let the swelling go down. That might take 3 years. Okay, I get it. Somebody else confessing, saying, whenever I have a poo in a public toilet, I always put the seat up when I leave. That way, if anybody follows me, they'll think that it looks as though I've only peed and that the horrid stench must have come from the person who was in there before me.
Oh, that's kind of brilliant.
It is. That kind of thinking with the wrong kind of person would be a serial killer.
Yeah, it is very diabolical. But then the first question I wonder, why would you stand in this stench? I mean, I know you got to pee, but I mean, come on. I'd be like, oh, I can't do it. Another confession says, the worst part of going back to work is not being able to pleasure yourself at your desk during your workday. This is the number one reason I hope I am told to work from home again.
Who says you can't pleasure yourself at your desk?
The law and I believe human resources.
Yeah, they might have something to say about that. Somebody else confessing here saying, I'm bald, but I've got a 20-year-old comb which I used to scratch my behind with. My kids just found it under my bed, and I caught them chasing each other around while shouting, "Ooh, sniff it."
You got a butt comb?
He's got a butt scratcher. He's got a comb that he doesn't need because he's bald, but he uses it for a butt scratcher, and his kids found it, and they somehow noticed the stench.
You might want to ask yourself why your butt's so itchy.
Well, I think you need to wipe down your butt scratcher every now and then. Clearly, he's not. He's just
you
letting
need
it
to
fly.
wash your ass.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. Somebody said, I want to confess that I went to a party and the homeowner was a complete jerk to me and embarrassed me in front of other people. So I went in his bathroom, noticed a cat litter box, and pooped in it.
I don't fault you. I think it's funny.
It's a big move.
That is a big move.
Well, the homeowner was a douche and shamed him in front of other people.
Yeah.
And just, come on. You get what you deserve.
But when you see that, you immediately know that's not cat, right?
Especially if
Yeah.
you're familiar with the kind of turds your cat
Right.
leaves.
Yeah, that's a tough realization when you're like, that's not cat.
Felix, was that you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This confession says, I was inflating balloons with a pump for my girl's birthday, and I made eye contact with my neighbor while looking out the window. From her disgusted expression, it was obvious she thought I was pleasuring myself. But before I could point out her mistake, she was gone and the damage was already done. So he's pumping balloons and he's probably really into it. He's got that face of determination, like, okay, all right, I'm getting it. And he looks out and she's looking at it like, oh, what an animal.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. You got to watch what you do in front of your windows. Somebody confessing here saying, when I worked on the phones in customer service, I would give people punishment holds for doing things I didn't like 2 minutes for swearing, 3 minutes for shouting at me and not listening, 1 minute for talking to someone else at the same time, and 6 minutes for eating.
I get it.
I've always wondered that if there is some kind of punishment customer service do to people they don't like.
A punishment hold. I often wonder that.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
You got to have some power in life.
Yeah. Okay. This confession says, my wonderful lab dog passed away, and he was my best friend. One night when my wife went away, I got so drunk I snorted a line of his ashes. I felt he'd always be with me if I did.
I can't judge anybody for their weirdness. I don't know. You guys grieving.
That's next level, man.
That's next level. I would never do that. And that guy's definitely got some problems.
Snorting dog ashes? Okay.
I grieve Chewy pretty hard, but I wouldn't feel right about snorting his ashes.
I guess you didn't really grieve him hard enough.
Wow. Okay. Somebody texted in and said, I ate 2 large pizzas all by myself last night, and I don't know why.
2?
2 large pizzas. Bird, ever in your life, have you been able to go that big with 2 large pizzas?
In one sitting, no. Throughout the day, yes.
Okay. That's crazy.
That is.
That is a lot of eating. Somebody said, my confession, I've actually lied to you guys about confessions.
Hey, if they're amusing, we don't care.
Yeah, that's true. If they're entertaining, bring them. Okay, should I meet my friend without telling my fiance? Now, here's the key about this, is the friend is somebody that you shared a passionate kiss with. We got this text message yesterday, and they want our thoughts on this. It says, a friend whom I shared a passionate kiss with a few years ago is in town and would like to hang out. Now, the kiss happened when my fiance and I started dating, but were not yet exclusive. My fiance knows about this person, but doesn't know that he is in town and wants to see me. I would like to hang out with my friend, but I don't think my fiance would like that. Should I tell my fiance even though they might be upset, or should I see my friend and not tell my fiance? By the way, we are strictly just friends.
The right thing to do is tell your fiance and invite the fiance along with you to go and see your friend. If you are meeting up with this guy and you don't want to tell your fiance, it's kind of lending itself to you dancing with danger. Are you bored in your relationship?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's almost kind of like that micro cheating, at least. I mean, it's not definitely cheating, but look, there's lies, there's deception, there's those kind of things. And yeah, I think exactly what you said. Your fiance needs to go with you. There needs to be full disclosure. Because imagine if he got any kind of wind that you went to go see this person. How could he trust you? And if I were a fiance, I'd be going, I don't know, can I trust her enough to marry her?
He'd be so sad if he found that out. And just think about how you would feel if you were him.
Yeah.
Include him or don't go.
Yeah.
Walt Pennington has heard enough. I'm out.
You just
You're just breaking up.
Just breaking up. He's out. Okay. All right. Ever got any issues that you want to run past us, your confessions, whatever? You can text them, you can email them, mail at kvjshow.com, or you can even just leave us a mic drop on the very free 97.9 WRMF app.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the news. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Kind of a crazy story here, and something you wouldn't necessarily expect. They say a top heart surgeon at Duke University is now facing 3 charges of indecent exposure.
Oh.
And apparently it happened at 2 different Target stores in Durham, North Carolina, as well as the parking lot of a mall.
He whips it out at the Target or the mall?
Yeah, apparently he's got a Target. And yeah, he whips it right out right there for people to see.
I didn't even know about this had happened over here.
It's a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yes, it is. He's a doctor. I can't believe this.
It is creepy. It really, bothers me a lot. Yeah. I'm not really sure, what I would do. I mean, I don't know if I'd freeze or scream or what.
You definitely find 3 of the biggest guys to tackle him with his dong out.
Yeah. The surgeon is going to be going through a psychiatric assessment and treatment, and the court may dismiss all charges in 6 months, depending upon the results, but he is no longer employed at Duke University. So, yeah, that's just kind of odd to see somebody of that stature doing something like that.
Very.
Yeah. Maybe just it all got to him. Who knows? There's a criminal in Oklahoma that stole a 4-wheeler and led cops on a high-speed chase that hit 70 miles an hour, and he did this all while handcuffed. How impressive is that, huh?
I can tell you that this guy possibly has one handcuff on one of his hands. I believe they had him in custody at one time. He's moving, guys, so he's doing about 70 miles an hour.
This is a first.
4-wheelers go 70 miles an hour?
Oh, nice.
We got a man down here.
I got him. He's in the water, and hopefully they can take him into custody here.
Yeah, he eventually crashed into a big old mud puddle, but he was going for it, Virginia.
Dang.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, huh?
Pretty skilled driving with the handcuff.
Yeah, the guy's good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Some argue that I'm actually better in handcuffs than with regular hands.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we could put that to the test when you get back in here.
Maybe next time we get you all drunk and put you on a motorcycle, we can also cuff you.
It's a good idea.
I think I never should be on a motorcycle ever again.
We should also never be Crazy Horse drunk again.
You know it's going to happen, though, Virginia.
I know. I just have so much regret.
There's a Maryland man's entire SUV that went underwater after he drove through barriers and right into a sinkhole. I mean, the city crew workers had like all kinds of barriers and cones and everything you would want around this hole. It's a broken 30-inch water main, and it's this huge thing, and this driver somehow went through them anyway and drove right in there, completely submerging his SUV.
Big dummy.
Big dummy. Now, fortunately, he's able to get out on his own, but he was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. But, I mean, come on. You don't get what traffic cones and barriers are all about?
Some people are just dumb.
Some people are just dumb, yeah. Some people are just unhinged, probably like this guy in Iowa. He's accused of making a false bomb threat on the phone over his McDonald's order. Okay.
Police say Goldwhitzer Jr. called McDonald's at State Street, North Labor Road, mentioning the store blowing up and someone punching an employee. He was allegedly upset over a mistake with his order.
Apparently he wanted McNuggets.
What a moron.
What a dummy. There's a 28-year-old man, remember him in New Hampshire that was going to that gender reveal and he used 80 pounds of explosives and damaged property in 2 different states?
Yes.
So what do you get for that? Well, if you're in New Hampshire, you will walk away with a $620 fine.
That's it?
That's all he got, a $620 fine?
Doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I mean, I think he broke the foundation of 2 houses. I mean, what? That's it?
Okay.
It's crazy. Another dude a little unhinged. A Pennsylvania man is in jail after police say he broke into a home in his underwear and hid in the basement, claiming he couldn't move because he was a bomb.
A bomb or a da bomb?
Yeah, you're right. No, I'm the bomb, baby. I'm the bomb. This is kind of interesting. Here is a, believe, British woman that wound up getting revenge on her noisy neighbors by using seagulls.
12 o'clock last night, music blaring. So I asked them to keep it down, but they didn't. It went on for hours. So at 7 o'clock this morning when I woke up, I got them back. And I launched a ton of bread on the caravan roof so that this would happen. Brilliant.
So she put a bunch of bread all around their house and their doorstep, so all the seagulls came over and started feeding on it.
Am I noticing? Are those seagulls British as well?
Yeah. Caquaw, Mike. Caquaw. Caquaw. Yeah. There's also a British PSA that's making the rounds on Reddit, which warns that a kid could eat dog poo in a yard because, quote, it looks like chocolate. And the one thing they're noting on Reddit, they feel bad for the kid who was actually hired to pose in the picture because now he looks like a poo eater. And of course, when he goes to school, everybody's going, you eat dog poo.
He's the face of poo eating.
Yes, he's the face of poo eating. What mom would put their kid in that and have him be the face of poo eating?
You better hope he's homeschooled.
Yeah, it's just terrible. You know, they say that things are kind of getting away with those deep fakes. And there's a website that is using deep fake tech to undress photos of famous and even everyday women. Imagine that hottie you work with. You want her to appear naked in a video or a photo. Apparently, the site called Deeps, UKEBE, I don't know how you pronounce that, Deep Sukebi, is garnered more than 38 million hits since it went online about a year ago. And they say that people are using it. Maybe it could be a local TV person. It could be the girl down the street, whatever it might be. But they say nothing's really being done about the problem. In fact, in the U.S. in 2019, they had a Deepfakes Accountability Act, which was supposed to address both political deepfakes and non-consensual porn. And they say it failed to even make it out of the committee. And so nobody's willing to do anything about it, but it's becoming a problem. Because, I mean, imagine that. You know, you could ruin relationships and
totally.
get
If
people
someone thought it
fired.
was real.
Well, I mean, imagine that. Imagine even if a high school kid did it. I mean, imagine what would happen. You have a teenager, Virginia. If one of the kids did that deep fake nude.
Oh, it could be terrible.
Yeah.
There's some pretty crappy ones out there that you can tell is fake, and people still believe that. So the better they get, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah.
I totally wouldn't mind if someone did one on me as long as they made me look hotter.
Okay.
Just don't do one where I look more gross.
Okay.
That would suck.
Yeah, actually, I'm all kind of for it, too, as long as I look good.
Yeah, make me look hotter, and that's a challenge.
Mm-hmm. And there's a naughty OnlyFans model that says that she's stripping online because that's what, quote, God wants her to do.
You think God cares if you take off your clothes?
She said she regularly checks in with God, and every time she asks if she should continue, the answer is always, yes, of course.
I love V. That KVJ OnlyFans. I'm still down.
I am too. I think we have to run it by corporate though and make sure we're allowed.
I do it, but I want the deep fake. Make me look good.
I'm with Kevin. Let's deep fake our OnlyFans all the way.
Yeah, if we use the deep fake technology, you can make me nude all day long. I'm all down with that. This is pretty unbelievable. I did not expect that I was going to get this kind of response. Answers were all over the place. I said, what temperature should be universal for office work environments? And I thought it was going to be really boring and people would be like, 72 to 74, and that would be about it. That wasn't the case. I also asked, should an office thermostat be set colder or warmer? Here's basically what we got on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Demara said, one day we got to the office and all the thermostats were behind lock and key because people were fighting so much on what the temperature would be. I think we've had that before in studios, right? Where the people are adjusting it so much that they wind up breaking the thermostat that they lock the whole thing up.
Yeah, they lock the whole thing and freeze it out.
Yeah. Ashley is saying 76 is the optimal temperature, just cool enough to keep you from being hot, but not quite cold. So 76 is what Ashley says. Carrie said 74 is a good temperature. Derek said anything higher than 72 is unacceptable. So you see where we're going here. The ladies are saying 74, 76, and Derek says anything over 72 is unacceptable. And I'm noticing definitely with the guys, they like it colder. Guys want 72 and below. Most of the women wanted 72 and above.
Totally.
So you get the fight here. Greg said 68 degrees is where it should be set. If you don't like it, wear a sweater, use a portable heater, and shut the hell up.
Yeah, I'm a 68 man.
He said, if you're working hard, you won't even notice. You might actually break a sweat. At least that's what I told my employees. Imagine he's the boss. So the boss is saying 68's where it's set.
You're not working hard enough.
Right. Matthew said 69 to 70. Work environments create more heat because of the number of people and their body temps. If it's too cold, bring a sweater. That's what they're always saying, and I'm dealing with that too. My wife's like, you should wear this outfit with shorts. I'm like, I am not wearing shorts to work. One, I have ungodly, hideous legs, but two, it's freezing. Even if I had great legs, I'm like, there's no way I could wear shorts in there.
Yeah, you've been very temperature sensitive since your dramatic weight loss. That's a thing, I'm telling you.
It's crazy. Chanda said 78. If people get cold, then they can just take their clothes off. It's easier than me having to bring a sweater. So she's on the other side.
78?
She says 78.
Girl.
And she's saying if you're too hot, take clothes off, while people who want it below 72 say put clothes on. So this really is telling on just how much of a fight there really is.
78's insane.
78 is like sticky.
Yeah. Donna said on the Facebook page, she said, studies have shown men work better in a cooler office environment while women work better in a warmer one.
All right, that's it. Kick all the men out.
Florida.
Oh, yeah, I remember this has definitely been a sexist issue before. We've brought this up before.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see what the fight is, and the dividing line really is 72, which to me, you got to say 72's got to be the right amount, because we've gone all the way up to 78. We've gone as low as 68, so it should be 72, 73 if you want to try to be cool to as many people as possible if you have men and women. And then maybe you also have to say, okay, maybe you need to poll everybody and then you just put whatever the temperature is at a median temperature. To me, that's the only way to do this in a civil fashion, right?
It'll never be civil, Kevin. Quit dreaming.
But that way, if everybody say, write down your ideal temperature, you write it in, you drop it all in, you take all that, you add it together, you divide by how many you have, you get a median temperature, and that's what it's set at, and it's locked, right? That's fair.
But then you have a wild card like Jaybird who just throws in the number 63 to mess with the world.
Well,
No, I'm a 68 man.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Maybe somebody could throw it off by going way low to try to get it to where they want it.
You totally could do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how we stop this fighting, but a lot of offices now having to actually lock the thermostat because of the insanity. Okay, do you have an office that has actually found a way to make peace, and you have people that go all the way from 68 degrees to 78 degrees as being the ideal temperature? Okay, got some random questions here. What futuristic thing from a sci-fi movie or book do you really wish existed right now?
Oh, that whole beam me up, Scotty, where you can just like transport yourself anywhere.
I think that'd be one of the best things that you could have.
I mean, beam me to the French Quarter. Let's go.
Yeah, you go right there.
I would like to go to Jurassic Park and see some dinosaurs.
You're going to get killed in 10 minutes. It's a terrible answer.
Okay. A lot of people are saying time machine. Like Back to the Future, would you want that? But the only thing is you go back too far and they don't have advancements and nobody wants to go anywhere without their smartphone. And I'm afraid of going too far in the future because Earth is on fire. So, you know,
this Earth is on fire.
That's kind of the problem with the time machine in my mind. So,
well, then keep it, you know, within a few years of what you're comfortable with. Would you rather go to the future or would you rather go to the past?
I'm afraid of the future. I really am. I don't know. I might just, you know, I arrive and it's basically a volcano. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so I think right now maybe the past might be the best. Now, you wouldn't have the medicines, the technology, the internet, the smartphones, all that kind of stuff, but it would be peaceful and tranquil, right? And it might be clean. So I think I'd rather go back than forward. I'm just scared of the future. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, Virginia.
I don't know either. But
We might be here. And I'm like coming to Earth. If I go to the future on Earth, Elon Musk might have already taken everybody to Mars.
And you might not be able to handle the future because you'll still be operating with your brain that is 2021. Yeah. If you go too far in the future, you might freak yourself out and go into the fetal.
There are people who think that the humans in probably 500 to maybe even 1,000 years, our heads are going to be longer, Virginia. So imagine going too far, then you see long head. Is this on? Hello?
Everybody looks like Jay Leno.
Okay, what about this question here? If you had the ability to invent anything you wanted, no matter how unrealistic, what would you invent? So maybe it's not even something you've seen from a sci-fi movie. Maybe they haven't gotten there yet. I think one of the coolest things, and it's probably been in a sci-fi movie, but a mind reader would be really cool, right? Imagine that.
But you want one that you can flip on and off because you don't want to read everybody's mind all the time like Mel Gibson in What Women Want. You don't want that.
Okay.
You just want to know when you're in a meeting with somebody or doing a financial negotiation with somebody.
Right.
You flip it on and you see what they're really thinking, and then you can power play.
Well, and it's only really special if you're the only one that has it, too.
What if you found out you had that power, Virginia, and you found out that Kevin hated you?
Oh, my gosh, no.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm annoying. I kind of go through life thinking about 60% of the people I come in contact.
Oh, come on, Virginia.
think I'm annoying.
Come on. All right. It's definitely
I
more.
was trying to sort of meltdown here.
The one thing that I really would, and it feels like it might be a waste, but in my mind it's not, because I got this inner fat kid and I want to eat bad food.
Oh, yes.
I would come up with that pill or just whatever it is that you would be able to eat the most decadent sweets and desserts, and it would not put a bit of fat on your body. It would not affect your health negatively at all. In fact, it would be full of vitamins and nutrients.
And then if you could somehow disperse and replicate that pill you were given, you'd be a gazillionaire.
Oh, yeah.
You would pass up Elon Musk. You'd pass up all of them.
Mm-hmm. That'd be it. All right, let's go the other direction. If you could erase one thing from existence, even the memory of the thing, what would it be? I think probably a lot of us right now would say COVID.
Cancer.
Yes. Disease, all those kind of things. It'd be great to get rid of those.
Start of the day. Ooh, did I say that out loud?
Damn.
Right.
I said cancer and you said the dirt. That's cold.
I'm kind of getting to the places what I've been seeing on the news here in the last couple of weeks. Carbon emissions or greenhouse gas. That'd be nice if you just get rid of all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd seem to be like, that's going to be a massive problem for us. This would be an interesting debate. I know a lot of people would hate this answer, but what if we never had guns or the memory of it? Now, today, I argue people, have it, why they have it, need it for defense and whatnot. But imagine if one was never created. Now, you're not going to wipe out people killing people, but you couldn't kill people as quickly. You'd have to use rocks, spears, bow and arrow, those kind of things, which they did before. And I know, especially starting in World War I, that's when the death counts, they were stunned at how many people they were mowing down on a daily basis. You were getting 75,000 people dead in a day. And they're like, holy crap, look at what these things do. So that, was the big issue on how many people you can kill and how fast. Imagine if we never had guns or the memory of them.
Have fun with those calls, Dennys.
Kevin, who's actually the only one in here who has a concealed carry permit, wants to get rid of guns. The NRA is lighting you up right now.
I'm all for them. Now where we are, because you can't get rid of them, they're here to stay. So if you can, pack them.
Ralston's trying to take away our guns.
Ralston's so controversial today. Look at you.
I got to do something different, right?
Yeah, firing them up.
Okay, if you could design a planet, what would your perfect planet look like? I think mine would actually just be Earth, but clean. Yeah, I think the Earth is beautiful. There's so many great places, we just kind of mucked it up a good bit in some spots. So if you could just, hey, give me the Earth the way it looks, all its beauty and majesty. South Florida's gorgeous, right? You go to Yosemite, beautiful mountains, all those kind of things you want, crystal clear lakes and all that. It's just the humans kind of muck it all up. So that'd be my thought. What about you, Virginia? Anything you do with the planet you design?
Yes, I would make it like everywhere you could possibly go, there's like a bright line system. Even to your house, to work, to everywhere. You can just not ever have to drive, and you can have cocktails while you're commuting.
Okay, all right. Bird, what about your perfect Earth? What does it look like?
Yeah, there would be pizza trees everywhere, pierogi bushes, chocolate rivers. No soul would ever go hungry. And here's the kicker. Nobody would gain weight either. You could eat something off of the stromboli plant and never gain weight. We have health. We have delicious food.
Okay. All right, it's interesting.
He trailed off,
yeah,
but
did.
you could see the passion.
Yes, it was still there. It's going to be interesting to see if Google Gary wins this week's KVJ draft. Again, we did movie theater snacks. So it would be Suits. A lot of people are saying he's got a pretty strong list. He went with nachos, loaded french fries, and Reese's peanut butter cups, which I hadn't really thought of. I don't know why. I don't know if I ever didn't get those or didn't see those there, but that was a good one. That was his third
go
pick.
with the cup at the movies.
Yeah.
It requires looking down and working to eat it. I just want to grab and eat.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my question is, where are these loaded French fries that are so prevalent at the movie theater? I'm a big French fry lover.
You're calling shenanigans on Google Gary saying
is that one of those fancy things that we were supposed to not put on our list?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I anticipated this happening when I was writing my list down earlier.
All right, you have to defend yourself because the bird is coming for you.
I thought this was going to happen. I got all of my choices from RegalTheaters.com's menu. So it's not a fancy theater. It's not like iPick. It's a regular Regal Theater menu. So I made sure to get them off that menu so you guys couldn't say anything. And they had loaded fries.
I'm just a journalist bringing up some points. The good people who listen to this program, let them speak about it. When you go to the movie theater, are you guys always seeing these loaded French fries out there? I'm just asking questions is all.
Okay. All right.
He does bring a valid point.
Showing some shade on your list over here, Suits.
Do what I do. Google it.
Okay.
Oh, Google Gary.
Okay.
He threw Google in your face.
Yeah, he did. Bird went with pizza, peanut M&Ms, and icy. And people are actually calling the bird out saying icy's not really a snack.
Damn.
So they're saying that his list should be maybe deducted as well.
Damn.
Holy bogus. A snack, you could have something drink as a snack. Icy's a snack. Whatever. I'll fight you. I'll fight Suits. I'll fight them all.
I'm just telling you what the people are saying. It's not me. I don't care.
You can tell he's feeling better from COVID. He's ready to fist fight everybody.
Yeah, he is. Bring it on.
Are you eating?
Yeah.
Do you have taste buds?
No.
Can you wait till after the show, you numbnut?
Yeah, people are like going, who keeps eating into the microphone? And I'm like,
Jason, you can't even taste it.
All right, stop yelling at me. I'm sorry. God, stop telling me how to live my life.
He's eating Nutella.
He's eating
which
air.
he can't taste.
He can't taste it, but yet he's disrupting the show.
He's doing what he's saying he's going to do. He's eating high-calorie items that he can't taste.
Nobody gains weight when they have COVID.
He's going to show you can. He's going to show you, of course you can. Let me see the other list. I had popcorn, Butterfinger minis, and the Nestle drumstick. Only question is it too cold in a theater? But, take that if you will. Virginia's got soft pretzels.
With cheese.
Yes, Twizzlers and Raisinets. They say typical. She's got the old lady list. Raisinets.
I love Raisinets. Is that only old people eat that?
They say at the premiere of Gone with the Wind, they sold out of Raisinets.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
The only missing on your list is mince, Virginia.
Damn.
Starlight mints.
Prunes. Can I get prunes?
You could, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if they have them. And then Dennys went with cookie dough bites, hot tamales, and gummy bears. Who do you think drafted out the best list? You can go to the KVJ Show Facebook page, or you can also go to our Instagram tomorrow at about 7:35. We'll give you the winner of the KVJ draft for movie theater snacks. Well, the good news here is that Jaybird seems to be feeling a lot better. He'd had the body aches, the nausea, he'd had the fever. And do you have any of those symptoms still remaining, Jay Bird?
No, I feel good. The only thing I have is just that I feel tired and run down. But
You still feeling tired and run down, huh?
yeah, but that just might be because I've been indoors for 10 days. I need to go see some plants and look at the sun, see a seagull or two.
Can you go lay out in your backyard and get a little vitamin D?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and get some D later on.
Well, that's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the other problem that you've got from COVID, as many people do, my wife is still on this as well, is you've lost your sense of taste and smell, which that is tough. But it seems like some people are finding things that are working for them. This is what's interesting here. What is your remedy, and how did you get your smell or taste back? That's going to be one of the biggest things I think coming up as more people are going through this. I can't even imagine. Like, my wife is going on a year without being able to smell.
It's crazy.
I can't believe she's not more bothered by it. I think I'm more bothered by it than she is. I can't even fathom this.
She's a tough bird.
She is.
You can't bother her very easily. And if you do, she's not going to let you know.
No, you're right. Yeah, that's just kind of her thing.
She keeps it in.
But man, it would bother the heck out of me. So they're talking more and more about what people are doing and remedies that they are using to get their sense of smell or taste back. Somebody actually texted in and said, my friend took a bite of raw jalapeno every day for 4 days and his taste returned.
Huh. Raw jalapeno. You down, Bird?
I'm down for anything. I was even thinking about ordering a pizza after the show today just to, I don't know, see if maybe it triggers something.
Yeah, sadly, pizza's not on this list.
Yeah, you got to go spicy and shock your system.
I've been licking a lot of mustard lately. I've been smelling it, kind of like a smelly salt of mustard.
Okay, yeah, some people had said that was one of the things that we'd heard. There's a lot of people that have talked a good bit about the orange peels. Some people have been using that to try to get it. There are some other things that I guess might make sense for these reasons. You know, if a jalapeno would work, why not garlic? That's one of the recommendations they're doing. They say add 2 to 3 chopped garlic pods to a cup of water, boil the ingredients in a saucepan, and then drink it.
Huh.
And they say that can help. They say ginger, the same thing. In fact, they recommend just taking a piece of peeled ginger and chewing it slowly. It says to do this every day, and the aroma of the ginger is strong and can enhance your sense of smell and taste.
Huh.
Okay, so maybe chewing on ginger might be something to try. Peppermint. Take 10 peppermint leaves, add them to a cup of water, boil the ingredients in a saucepan, strain it, and when it cools down, add some honey to it and drink it immediately. So those are a couple things that people are doing. Basically, it sounds like anything that would really shock your system.
Yeah, it's all pungent stuff. It's all stuff the bird hates. It's all the bully ingredient stuff that he stays away from.
I don't care. I'll do whatever. I just want my buds back. I really want to taste a pizza. I miss it so much.
Yeah, you might have to go through some of these things that you don't like to do it. And maybe we could try something different with you every single week and see if something finally works. Because you don't want to be like my wife. I mean, she's going on 52 weeks.
Wow.
Without being able to smell. Imagine 52 weeks without being able to taste, Bird.
Oh my gosh, this is my moneymaker. I built a career on my nose, these nostrils, and these taste buds.
The money's just rolling in.
Yes. Other people are saying lemon. Add lemon and honey to a glass of water. That is supposed to help some COVID patients regain their sense of smell or taste. Castor oil, just put 1 drop of warm castor oil in each nostril.
Oh. You
got to do it twice a day for the best results, they say. That's odd.
So, I got to put oil on my nose hole?
Castor oil. Yeah, that's what they're saying. The castor oil. And they say drink enough water. Drinking plenty of water helps in clearing unwanted cough. Water keeps the body hydrated, can help avoid problems of smell and taste. Those are some remedies that people are saying. So there you go.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm. It is. They say, boy, Jaybird right now would be invincible and don't make a face.
Yeah, he would.
The After the Show podcast is going to be coming up in 10 minutes on YouTube. You can watch it live. You can also get it on demand on any podcast app you want. We're on Spotify as well, Apple Music. You can also check it out on the free 97.9 WRMF app. Before we get to that, Jaybird, would you wrap us up here today with your thought for the day?
You can start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
That's right, Bird. Yeah, wisdom.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.